Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial, this is I have no fancy name for this. All I'm going to call this is my 5-weight yarn, shawl, and matching hat set. I love this pattern. This is a nice, thick shawl, and I'm just going to get right into it. So this shawl is a 4-row repeat. However, 2 of those rows is just single crochet chain, and then the other 2 rows are double crochet single. So not too complicated. The shawl measures without the border. So from tip to tip, like I said, without the border. Border is completely optional. You don't have to add the border. About 52 inches. No, that's not right. 51 inches. We're down here. 51 inches across. And then with the border, that's going to make it, should be close to 60. $56 inches across the top, and then from the center down to the point that would be setting close to your butt, that measures 41 and a half. Yeah, 41 and a half inches. Now all I did is I repeated the pattern, the row repeat, until I liked the, I'm all tangled up in my yarn, it's stuck to me, until I liked the length across. So like I said, without that border, it was like 52 inches. But you can just repeat and repeat and repeat as much as you would like to have the shawl as wide across the top as you'd like. And then you just work the border. The border, it honestly is nothing special, because I wanted the color of this yarn, and we'll talk about that in a second, and the subtle stitch work to be the focus of the shawl, right? So the pattern, the border is just 3 rows of double crochet, and I show you how to do that. But you can put any border on here you wanted to. And having said that, you can use any yarn for this that you want to. Just use the hook that your yarn recommends, or that you are comfortable using with that yarn. So let's see. Should I go ahead and talk about the hats, or just the? Well, okay. So to make the shawl, I used 2 skeins of Premier Puzzle in the color Dominoes. Make sure you get 2 of them that are the same dye lot, because one of them, so these 2 are the same dye lot, 9011, and then this one, the third one I grabbed, is 20819, and holy cow, the dark colors in the one that was different was way darker than the 2 that were the same. So if you want to make the shawl and the 2 hats, then get yourself 3 skeins of the yarn you want. Having said that, these are 328 yards, and this is what I have left out of the third one. So kind of give you a little bit of an idea how much I used for the 2 hats and the shawl. Okay, so there's, oh, and a 6, I had that setting, where did it go? I used a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. I swear that was sitting right here. Like oh, I threw the skein on top of it. I used an 8 millimeter, I'm sorry, an 8 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, sorry about that weird little cut. I had to double check this is the right hook that I used. It is. I used the 8 millimeter crochet hook for the shawl. And now let's talk about our hats. So I decided to come up with two designs for these hats. The reason being is because I obviously I wanted one to match the stitch pattern of the shawl, right? Well, not a lot of people like a holey hat, so in the tutorial I show you how to make a solid hat, you know, using it's the same stitch. The only difference is that we're single crocheting into a single crochet instead of a chain, which you'll see all that in the tutorial. Now, I did use a 6mm crochet hook for this, but I want you guys to keep in mind, I have an average stitch tension, and I have a lot of curly hair. So whenever I make a hat for myself, I need it to be a little bit larger than normal. So if you have a tighter, or you need a smaller hat, I would suggest going down to a 5mm, or maybe a 5.5, which can definitely be done on Premier Puzzle yarn, just to show you guys. With technically a 5-weight yarn with a 5mm hook, it does work. But like I said, if you don't need a hat as large as I do, which I would say, I mean, it's probably a medium-sized hat. So if you need a smaller hat, I would suggest going down to a 5mm crochet hook. But yeah. So let's see what else. Oh, you're obviously going to need your scissors, your yarn needle to weave in your ends, and I do have a few things I wanted to mention real quick. Whenever you work your shawl, you work the 4-row repeat, which is row 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're going to repeat those 4 rows, and you're going to end on either a row 5 or row 7. It doesn't matter which one, just those are the 2 rows that are the double crochet. So you want to end on 5 or 7. We don't block this shawl. But all of this is in one tutorial. All of these patterns are in one tutorial, and the hats are 2-row repeats. And I do want to tell you, I correct myself in the tutorial, but I do want to tell you that I mistakenly say that the row repeats for the hats are 6 and 7, and that's not correct. It's 7 and 8. So I do correct myself in the tutorial. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that ahead of time. Okay, so I think that is it. That is everything. Enough yapping. Let's get started. Okay, so to get started, let's get a slip knot on our hook. Make sure you have plenty of tail to weave in. And we're going to start with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to come down to this very first chain right here, and we're going to work 4 double crochet into the very first chain. So come all the way down, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our work should look like this. 1 chain, or no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 1 chain. That's 3 chains right here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet. So that's the end of row 1. To move on to row 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet right into the top of that very first double right there. Chain 3. Cat hair. We're going to skip the next double crochet and single crochet into the next double. Chain 3. Skip that next double crochet, and into the top of the chain that we have skipped right here, we're going to work a single crochet. So go right into the top of that chain with a single. So row 2 should be single, chain 3, a single, chain 3, and then ending with a single. So to move on to row 3, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, turn, and we're going to come into that very first single crochet right here, and we're going to work 1 double crochet. Get me some slack. Okay, now we're going to come down and we're going to single crochet into the chain 3, and then into the single crochet we're going to work 3 doubles. 1, come on now, 2 and 3. We're going to come down and single crochet into the chain 3 space, and then come over into the last single crochet. We're going to work 2 doubles. 1 and 2. So that is what your work should be looking like. So for row 4, chain 1 and turn. We're going to single crochet right into that very first double, chain 3, single crochet into the very next double crochet, so this one right here, the very next one, chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches, and into the next we're going to work a single, chain 3, skip the next 1, 2, and then single crochet into the next, which is actually the last double crochet of the row, and then we have the turning chain 3 right here. So once you single crochet into the last double crochet, chain 3, come down, and we're going to single crochet into the top of that chain 3, which mine is a little tight. It's always tight. All right, so that's the end of row 4. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 chain 3 spaces. Okay, so we're going to move on to row 5, and I need to turn my scratch pattern here, turn my page, and we are going to chain 3 and turn. Okay, sorry about that odd pause. I had to get comfortable and I ended up scratching a scab on my thumb and that hurt. Anyway, all right, so for row 5, we already did our, well, to end row 4, we chain 3 and turn. So row 5 is the first row of our 4-row repeat, and we start by single crocheting into the chain 3, the very first chain 3. And then we're going to work 3 double crochet into the next single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the chain 3. 3 single into the, or 3 double into the next single crochet. And that's what you repeat all the way across your row, which for this, since this is just our first row repeat, it's just a couple times. So 3 double into the single, single crochet around the chain 3, 3 double crochet into the single, single crochet into the last chain 3 space, and then to end the row we are going to work 1 double crochet into the top of the very last single crochet. Double crochet right in there. And if, oop, that did not look right. If you guys have any problems trying to find your last stitches, just grab you a stitch marker and mark your first and last stitches. Okay, so that's the end of row 5, and that's the first row of our 4-row repeat. So to move on to row 6, we're going to chain 1 and turn and single crochet into the very first double crochet. chain 3, skip only 2, so you're skipping a single and a double, and we're going to single crochet into the next double, chain 3, and this is what you're going to repeat across your row. Chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next. And that's what you repeat all across your shawl for row 6, but since this is our first repeat, our first time going through the row repeat, we only work it just like 2 times. And to end row 6, we are going to chain 3, only skip 2, a double and a single, and we're going to single crochet into the top of that chain 3, which is all the way down here. So just like that. So row 5 is our shell row. Row 6 is our setup row. So setup meaning the chain spaces and our single crochets. Okay, so that was the second row of our 4-row repeat. To move on to row 7, we're going to chain 3, turn, and we're going to go right into this very first single crochet with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. We're going to come down and single crochet around that chain space, or into the chain space, around the chain, however you guys want to say it. There's like a million different ways to say it. You're going to single crochet around the chain, single crochet into the chain space, single crochet into the chain. All we're doing is single crocheting around that chain right there, okay? Okay, so now our pattern repeat for the row is single crochet into your chain, 3 double crochet into the next single, single into the chain space, 3 double crochet into the next single, and that's what you repeat all the way across your row. Single around the chain or into the chain space, 3 double crochet into the next single, single crochet into the last chain space, and to end row 7 we are going to work 4 double crochet into this very last single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is the end of row 7, and that is our third row of our 4-row repeat. So to move on to row 8, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and for row 8 we're going to single crochet into the very first double, chain 3, skip only 1, single crochet into the next, and the pattern repeat for our row: chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next double, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next double, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next. And to end the row, you should be in the second to last double crochet, because we have a chain right here, chain 3, the very last double crochet of the row, and then the second to last. So the very last single crochet should be in the second to last double, chain 3, and then we're going to skip 1 and single crochet into the top of that chain 3. And that is row 8. And you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain 3 spaces on row 8, okay? All right, so that is the last row of our 4-row repeat, and I'm going to do that one more time with you guys. So we're going to go back to row 5. So we chain 1, 2, 3, and turn. And we're going to come down and single crochet into the very first chain 3 space, 3 double crochet into the next single, 1, 2, 3, and then your pattern repeat for the row is single around your chain 3, 3 double into the single, the next single, 1, 2, 3, single in the chain 3 space, 3 double into the very next single crochet, and we repeat that all across our row. Single, 3 double, 1, 2, 3, single, 3 double into the next single crochet, I keep getting stuck on my pin for my I'm all tangled up in my pin that I have for my notes that I scratched down on a notepad while I'm filming. I keep getting caught up in it. All right, 3 double into that last single, and to end row 5, we single crochet around the last chain 3, and then work 1 double crochet into the last single crochet. So your work should be looking like that. And to move on to row 6, the second row of our 4-row repeat, chain 1 and turn. Single crochet into the very first double crochet, so right here, single crochet into there, chain 3. Now we only skip 2, skip, skip, single crochet into the next, chain 3. Now we skip 3, 2, 3, single crochet into the next. So the pattern repeat for row 6 is chain 3, skip 3, single into the next, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next, and you repeat that all the way across. One, 2, 3, skip 3, single into the next, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, single into the next, all the way until the end. We're going to chain 1, 2, 3, only skip 2, and single crochet into the top of the chain 3. So just like that. Now to move on to row 7, we chain 1, 2, 3, turn our work, and into the very first single crochet, we're going to work 3 double crochet. Oh, lost control of that one. 1, 2, 3. Single into the, that scared me, my computer. Single crochet into the next chain space, chain 3 space, and 3 double crochet into the next single. And that is your pattern repeat for your row. Single into the chain 3 space, 3 single into the single crochet, single into the chain 3 space, 3 double into the single crochet. I think I just said 3 single into the single crochet. That's not what I meant. It's 3 doubles into the single. single crochet around the chain 3, 3 double into the next single. 1, 2. It's a nice wad of yarn fluff. Single into the chain 3 space. 3 double crochet into the next single. Single into the chain 3 space. And that's what you repeat all the way until the last chain space. Single crochet into the last chain space, and then we're going to end the row by working 4 double crochet into the last single crochet. See it right there? This last single. We're going to go right in there with 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's the end of row 7. And that is the 3rd row of our 4-row repeat. So to move on to row 8, we are going to chain 1 and turn, and single crochet into that very first double, chain 3. Only skip 1, single crochet into the next double. And the pattern repeat for the row, chain 3, skip 3, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, single into the next, 1, 2, 3, got a big old knot trying to come through my fingers. So if you guys notice the pattern repeat through each of the rows with the chain and the single is always into the middle double crochet of the set of 3. So like at the beginning of this round, how we only skip 1, that still puts that single crochet into the middle double crochet right there. And down here where we skip 2, skip, skip, that puts that single crochet into the middle of our set of 3. So that's why we skip 1 at one part. I can't see, please move, there. Sorry. That's why on this row we only skip 1 to get to that middle double crochet of the set of 3. And then down here we skip 2, that gets us to the middle double crochet of our set of 3. So up here when we're skipping 3, single crochet into the next, that puts us into the middle double crochet. I just wanted to make sure you guys saw that or noticed it. Let's see, I cannot tell how many chains, that was only 2. All right, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, single into the next, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next, and that should leave us with 1 double crochet and 1 chain 3 left. So we're going to chain 3, skip 1, single crochet into the top of the chain 3. And that is the end of our row 8, which is the 4th row of our 4-row repeat. So then you just start row 5 over again, work 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's going to just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I am going to go ahead and work my 4-row repeat a few more times off camera to have a little sample here so I can show you guys how I did my border. And like I said, my border is nothing special at all. All it is just double crochet, 3 rows of double crochet, you know, up, down and up on, you know, through my whole shawl. So it's nothing special, but I still want you guys to see how I did it, okay? All right, so work your shawl as large as you'd like it to be, and I will come back and show you how I made the border. Okay, so I'm back, and I actually just worked the repeat one more time. I thought this is going to be big enough. And I don't think I said this in the first part, but you are going to work your 4-row repeat for as big as you'd like, and then end on any of the either one of them, the double crochet row. So either the row 5 or 7. So the double crochets are the last thing across the top of your shawl. All right, so once you get your piece as big as you'd like, we are going to work a border. Now, like I said, the border is just a simple double crochet. I didn't do anything fancy. So once you get your last row done, chain 3. I've already got one chain right there. So 1, 2, 3. And then turn your work so you're working down the first side of your shawl. And all I'm going to do is work double crochets around the end stitches of my rows. Just evenly spacing them out. If they bunch up a bit, that's perfectly fine. I'm not too concerned about it. Working into a space. That's all I'm doing. It's just evenly spacing out double crochets down the side of my shawl. Mess that up. I'm gonna do 2 in there. That's a pretty big jump. Like I said, nothing fancy, just going where I want to go. And if I feel like I got too many, then I pull one out, jump to a next space. So that is what it's looking like so far. So you can tell right there I kind of got a few in there, but that's fine. No big deal. All right, so I am actually to the end of my yarn, so I'm going to have to attach where I cut it. Okay. So all we're doing is working double crochets all the way down to where our beginning tail is. So all the way down to our point. So I'm going to keep chugging along here. There's where I attached. I'm trying to hurry up and get to the point. I'm sorry. Almost there. All right, so now into the very tip, right in there, I'm going to work 4 doubles. And as I'm working them, I'm going to rotate my shawl. 3, 4, and then rotate, and then work the double crochets up this side. I think that may have been, no, I think it's all right. Grrr. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to make you guys watch me. I'm going to double crochet up this side, and I'll meet you at this last chain 3 space. All right, or no, I shouldn't say space, last chain 3. So I'm going to work this up the side and I'll be right back. Okay, I've made it all the way up this side, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of a ripple to it, but no big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. It's going to give it a little extra, a little something extra. All right, so this is the last chains, the last chain 3. So I'm going to work 1 or 2 in here, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into the top of that chain 3. Just like that. Chain 1, turn, just completely flip your work over, and all you're going to do is double crochet into each double crochet all the way around your shawl. I shouldn't say around, I mean all the way to the first double crochet of our border. So just double crochet all the way around the point. How's that? And I will meet you guys at this beginning chain 3. Okay, so I made it, turn my piece back over. I made it for the second row of double crochets down around the point, back up to the top. So now I've got one more double to work into, and then double crochet into the top of that chain 3. Chain 1 and turn, and for the last row you're going to repeat the same thing, double crochet into each double all the way around. And you can see it's got a bit of a ripple, which is kind of what I was going for, but if it didn't have a ripple it was perfectly fine. Like I said, when I did the border, I didn't want anything special. I wanted the yarn and the slight stitch work, if that makes sense, to be the focus of the shawl, not, you know, some elaborate border around it. Anyway, all right, so to work the last row, double crochet into the very first double and double crochet into each double all the way up and or down and up your shawl. I don't want to say around because I don't want someone to think that I'm meaning you're going across the top of your shawl, because you're not. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys work your double crochets up and down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and I've worked that last row of double crochet all the way up this side, double into my last double crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and we are done. So you can cut, weave in all of your ends, and there is your shawl. So like I said, this was more, I wanted the focus of this shawl to be on the one, the color of the yarn, and 2, the somewhat simple stitch pattern. Churchy, hey, you're snoring. But I hope you guys enjoy this little shawl tutorial. Go ahead and stay tuned for the matching hat tutorial. And I am going to put all my stuff up and get my pattern ready for my hat, and I'll be right back. Okay, so with our 6mm hook, we are going to get, I have a spot on my mat. We're going to get a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to start with a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to come down to this very first chain right here and slip stitch to form a ring. And I'm going to pull that tail to tighten down that chain we slip stitched into. Chain 1, and now working over our tail and back into the ring, we're going to work 12 double crochet. So I am not going to make you guys watch me work 12 double crochet. I'm going to get mine done off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, I had to adjust my camera too. All right, I got all 12 of those double crochet worked. Now we're going to slip stitch into the top of the very first double, which on this yarn is a little hard to see, but it's right there. And if you need to, you can just mark it with a stitch marker or count back. And then I'll pull this tail. I'll weave in this tail in a little bit. But that is round one, I'm sorry. And you should have 12 double crochet. Okay. All right, so now round 2, we're going to chain 1. We're going to go right back into that double crochet with 2 double crochet. And we are going to work 2 double crochet into each double all the way around. So we should end with 24 double crochets. And again, I'm not going to make you guys watch me work all 24 of these. So I'm going to get mine done off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I worked that all the way around. I have 24 double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to the first double. And that is the end of round 2. And for round 3, we're going to chain 1, and we are going to go right back into that same double we just slip stitched into with 2 double. And then we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next. So the pattern repeat for the row is 2 double into the next, 1 double crochet into the next, 2 double into the next, 1 double crochet into the next. And that's what you're going to repeat around. And at the end of round 3, you should have 36 double crochet. So again, I'm going to pause and get mine done off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've repeated that around, and into my last double crochet, I work a double, and that gives me 36 double crochet. So I'm going to come down and slip stitch to my first double, and that's the end of round 3. So to move on to round 4, we're going to chain 1, and right back into that double that we slip stitched into, we're going to work 2 double. 1, get some slack. 1, 2, and now we're only going to double into the next 2. 1, and into the next with 1, and that's the pattern repeat for the round. In 2 double into the next, double into the next 2, and that's what we repeat all the way around, and you should end with 48 double crochet for round 4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work mine all the way around, and I'll come back when I get to that last double crochet. Okay, dang it. As soon as I pushed play and started talking, my voice is like cracked. All right, so I finished round 4. I have 48 double crochet, and man, is that pretty. It looks more turquoise on camera, but in real life, it's very, it's very a deeper green color. But anyway, all right, so to end round 4, we're going to slip stitch to the first double crochet right there and chain 1. And the last round of our increase, we are going to work 2 double crochet into the very first double, and then we're going to double into the next. We're going to double crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 double crochet into the next, double into the next 3. And that's what you're going to repeat for round 5. You're going to repeat that all the way around, and you should end with 60 double crochet. And then that will be the last increase round. And then after that, I will show you on 2 hats how we make the hat that the stitch is exactly the same as the shawl. And then on another hat, I'm going to show you how to close up those holes. So the yarn will be the same and the colors will be the same as the shawl. It's just not going to be wholly like the shawl is. All right, so go ahead and finish your round 5, and I will meet you when I get done with mine. Okay, so I repeated that around. I've gotten 60 double crochet for round 5, and I'm going to slip stitch to the first double crochet of my round to end round 5, chain 1. And for round 6, so this is going to be the same whether you're making the hat that's holey or the hat that's not holey. This round is the same on both. All right, so we are going to go right back into the same double that we slip stitched into with a single crochet, and we're going to chain 3, skip 2, single crochet into the next. And that's what you're going to repeat around. Chain 3, skip 2, single crochet into the next. Chain 3, skip 2, single crochet into the next. Hi, Spooksies. My cat just meowed at me. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Spooksy. Okay, so I have repeated that around, and I'm going to end with a single crochet into the third from last double right here. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, come right over to the very first single crochet of the round and slip stitch in there. And that's the same on both hats, okay? You slip stitch into that first single crochet. Okay, so to move on to round 7, which I should have said this, round 6 is the first round of the 2-row repeat, 2-round repeat, and this is the second round of the 2-round repeat. We are going to chain 1 and go right back into that single crochet with 3 double crochet, and you're going to do the same thing if you want to make the other hat. 3 double crochet into that very first single, and then single into the chain 3 space, 3 double into the single, single into the chain 3 space. And that is what you're going to repeat around. If you're making the holey hat, repeat that all the way around. If you want to make the solid hat, the only part we are doing different is instead of single crocheting into that chain 3 space, we are going to come down and single crochet into either one of these doubles. It really doesn't matter. You're just going to single crochet into one of the doubles, catching that chain 3. That's the only difference. And then jump to that next single with 3 double crochet. Come down, working over that chain 3, single crochet into the double crochet from round 5. 3 double into the next single, come down, single into one of the doubles between that chain 3. All right, so that's the only difference with this round. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys finish this round 7, and I'm going to get both of mine done off camera. and I will be right back. Okay, so I repeated that all the way around, and I am going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch into that very next double crochet, so that gets us into the middle double of our set of 3. And I already finished that on this hat and went ahead and did the next row. It's the exact same thing. So earlier, I'm not sure if I edited this part out or not. I had said that row 6 was the first row of the 2-row repeat. That's not correct. I'm sorry. 7 and 8 are the 2 rows that we repeat for our hats. Okay, I apologize for that. So that was row 7. So for row 8, we're going to chain 1, and we're in that middle single, so we're going to go right back in there with a single crochet. And we chain 1, 2, 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3, skip 3, single into the next. And that is what you're going to repeat all the way around. And I've already repeated this on the other hat, the one that we are working the slightly different pattern, the solid pattern. So go ahead and work that the exact same on whichever hat you're making. And I will get mine done and be right back. All right, so I have repeated that all the way around. And when we get to the end, we're not even going to count all this. We're just going to skip it. Go skip all of these stitches right here and go straight to that first single crochet and slip stitch. Same thing on the other hat. Don't even count all that. Just skip chain 3, skip it, slip stitch to that first single crochet. And now you are going to repeat round 7. Chain 1, 3 double crochet right back into that single crochet. 1, 2, 3, single around the chain 3, 3 double into the single, and that's what you're going to repeat all the way around for this hat. And then for this hat, the solid one, what we are actually going to work is 3 double, or chain 1, 3 double into that single crochet. Now, the only difference is that this round we don't have to try to guess where we're going to single crochet. We're going to come right down to that single. So we're not going to go into this double or this double. We're going to come right down to this single crochet and single crochet right around all that. And then, about said 5, 3 double crochet into the next single. Can you see the top of that? So if you pull these apart, you can see the top of that single crochet stick out. Come right down, single crochet around that chain 3. And I kind of sometimes, I mean not every time, it depends on my, I know that sounds silly, but it depends on my tension and the piece of the strand of the yarn I'm working on. If it's thicker, like for instance right here, see how thick this part of the yarn is? I wouldn't do this with that, but I do just kind of just pull it up just a tad and then work that single and then jump to that next single and 3 double crochet. Come down. If you can't find it, just pull that apart and the top of that single crochet will pop out. Come down. See how I just went boop like that? Just pulled it up just a bit and then work that single around the chain 3 and into that single crochet from round 7. All right, so that's the repeat for the solid hat, and I feel like something just bit me. Ugh. Sorry. Okay, right, so you work that all the way around, get back, we're going to slip stitch to that first double, slip stitch to that next double, so we're into the middle of our set of 3, chain 1, and then repeat your round 8. single crochet back into that double, chain 3, skip 3, single into the next, chain 3, skip 3, single to the next. Work that all the way around, slip stitch to that first single crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet into the same double or single that you slip stitched into, chain or blah, blah, blah. 3 double crochet into the single that you just slip stitched into, and then come down and single into the single crochet, and make sure you're working around that chain 3, and that's how you get that solid pattern. Okay, and the same for this. We just don't single crochet into the single, we just single around that chain 3. So I hope that's not confusing. I'm sorry. I am going to work my 2-row repeat until I get to a length that I like for my head, and I like mine to set right at the bottom of my earlobe. So I'm going to repeat my 2 rounds and come back and tell you guys how many times I worked the repeat on both hats, the solid and the holy, and we will work the little brim around it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and I've got both of my hats not completely finished, but this one I've got finished with a little border, and then this one I'm going to do the border with you guys. But I wanted to show you. So for the hat that has the holes, I have, this is round 6, 7, and then 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, and then I ended on the single crochet, the double crochet round. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. So let's see, that's 6, 7, 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times that I worked 7 and 8, 7 and 8, 7 and 8, and then ended with round 7. Okay, so then on this one, now whenever I made this to set right at the bottom of my earlobe. So depending on your tension, what hook you're using and all that, you may need to go another round or you may not need to. So for this one, I have, so this is 5, there's 6, let me look here, 6, 7, 8, so 7, 8, 1, 7, 8, 2, 7, 8, 3, 7, 8, 4, 7, 8, 5, and then ended on round 8. Or 7, ended on round 7 with the double crochet, okay? So, and once again, that sits right at the bottom of my earlobe. So let's go ahead and work the border. So after round 7, the double crochet round, I am going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet, and instead of slip stitching to that next double, we're just going to stay right into the double that we slip stitched into. Chain 1, and then I'm going to single into each of the double. So single into 3, and then into that single crochet I'm going to work a half double, single into the next 3 double, half double into that single, and that's all I'm going to work all the way around for the last row of my hat. Come on now, the little border. My yarn just got super dark on this light blue, well, blue or teal color. Okay. Into that single, half double, single into the next 3 double, half double into that single. All right, so go ahead and repeat that around, and I will meet you when I get back to the beginning. Okay, so I have worked that all the way around, and the very last single crochet is going to get the half double, and then slip stitch to that first single chain 1, pull up a loop, go ahead and cut your yarn, and well, try it on before you cut, and you're done. There is your hat. I'm actually going to try mine on before I cut it off of my yarn because I want to make sure. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh, I love it. All right, now I can cut it. All right, so I am going to get my ends weaved in and get these all done and ready, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back and I've got all my ends weaved in. And that's it, guys. Super easy patterns. You get 2 hats in one tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial. Thank you guys all so very much for watching. I am nothing without you. As sappy as that sounds. Anyway, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss what I've got coming next. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about this tutorial. And check out the description box. I got all kinds of links in there for you guys. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.